the SA Sports Show. Time to figure out the Southern Footy League, and as always, the Prez, Craig Warman, joins us. Craig, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. Really excited to be here.
What do you think about my shirt, mate?
Mate, I think it's a new shirt, obviously.
What do you think, Britt? How's it?
Brilliant.
Pretty good, Baz?
No one told me that we had a crabbing trip coming up after the show. Because I wouldn't wear that
Well,
crabbing.
you've got the appropriate shirt on for it.
No one told me we were going crabbing. I wore Britt and I have worn the appropriate
Well, just so the viewers know what's going on, your team is who in the Southern Footy League, mate?
Flagstaff Hill.
Flagstaff Hill, right. But you used to coach Cove, and you were a Cove fan right up until the weekend, where Ranella 18-21-129
Good win.
defeated Cove 10-12-72. How did it? 57 points. Yeah, because I say don't put out the big scores, and you always want to put them out every time. Just bring that to your attention,
That's a big
mate.
score. No,
Yeah.
they thoroughly deserved it,
And
mate.
there was a little wager on that one, so...
I'm going to bow to you here.
Yep.
They thoroughly deserved their win.
Yep.
They were really good.
Yep.
Billy Threadgold umpired the game superbly. He was really good.
And your problem with that is? What's your problem with that?
Well, no, I've got no problem with it.
Shane Harris is on later in the show talking about umpires, so I'll be really careful where you're going with this one, mate.
No, they were good, mate. They were really good.
No.
Ranella will be around the mark. There's no doubts about that from what I saw on the weekend. Absolutely no doubts. So they will threaten the big boys, Flaggies and whatever. You agree with that, mate?
Yeah, well and truly. And, of course, you would have seen the two new recruits they've got.
They had a couple of big boys.
Couple of big boys. McCreary back from South Adelaide, who's been down there for 2 or 3 years now. He was a junior from Ranella who went to SASS. And Bowman, the big ruckman from out the Barossa Valleyway.
It's a good win because it was at Cove. It's not an easy ground to play on.
No,
it's not an easy ground to play Cove on. So winning by 50 or 10 goals they won by, and they deserved to win by that margin, given that they kicked, I think, 18-21, something like that.
Yep.
They'll definitely be around the mark. I went down there expecting it to be a pretty close, hard-fought game. But they looked to me like they were just in another gear a couple of times in that match where they just flicked the switch and bang. You know, they played some real good footy.
In fairness, though, Cove were better in the second half, weren't they?
Yeah. They got off to a really good start. 8 goals to 1, I think it was at quarter time.
That was the killer.
That was broke the camel's back, basically.
But looked good doing it.
Oh, very much so. But in saying that, Cove stuck around and certainly didn't waver in their endeavour.
It seems to be people are getting either pretty big wins or pretty big losses in the Southern Football League at the moment. With Happy Valley got up by a fair bit against Port Noarlunga. Why do you think that's the case at the moment?
Oh, well, we know Port Noarlunga are struggling for players at the moment, but to Port Noarlunga's credit, they kicked 5 goals 6, whereas before they were struggling to get a goal. So that's a marked improvement for them. Look, it's just swings and roundabouts. If you look at any league, it's just the way Porties are going through a rough trot at the moment, so they'll come out of it.
All right, Flaggy's got all dingered by a big score too, but the other one that was a beauty, Morphett Vale 20-point winners over Christie's Beach. That was actually, I know, I hate the saying, the score wasn't indicative of the game, because it is, because they won by 20 points, but that was a pretty good game. Yeah,
but we actually broadcast, that was our try match of the day last week, but Morphett Vale, it was one of those games that Morphett Vale never looked as though they were going to lose it. Christie's came at them 2 or 3 times, and Morphett just had the ability and the experience just to bridge that gap, and in the end it was 20 points.
All right, let's have a look at the games coming up, mate. Christie's Beach sitting in 7th spot, Port Noarlunga out in 9th. Battle of the Sock. Yeah,
Battle of the Sock. A long-standing tradition between these two clubs. Goes back to the mid-60s, I think it was. But again, Port Noarlunga is struggling at the moment, but I know they've picked up another couple of players this week from various other clubs. And this is a bit of a derby between these two clubs. Doesn't matter where they are in the Premiership table, you can bet London or Brick there'll be a fair crowd there, and it'll be an interesting sort of game.
And you've got the Battle of the Hills and the Valley as well.
That's a big one.
The two neighbours don't seem eye to eye at the best of times, but this will be our tribe match of the day, that one, at the Happy Valley Oval. Happy Valley are in good form. They've picked up a couple of good recruits from the start of the year. A couple of the big Gator up forward. He's been kicking goals again to lead the league goal kicking list. But I'm expecting a real good game here. Happy Valley been good and consistent. Flagstaff Hill a little bit up and down. if ever there's a chance for Happy Valley to get the old Falcons, it could be this weekend.
All right. The Merv Mills Cup, Morphett Vale and Cove, 3-play-6.
Yeah, Morphett Vale, we saw them last week. We saw Cove the week before against Christie's in a pretty tight tussle. It's at Morphett Vale. You'd probably tip Morphett Vale to win that one in I would suggest a close one.
Norlunga and Aldinga, 4-play-8.
Don't write Aldinga off. They've again picked up another couple of players as well. Norlunga coming off a good win, then they had the bye. You'd tip Norlunga to win, but I don't think there'll be a blowout score.
Ranella with the bye, mate. Well deserved after what they did to Cove on the weekend. I just want to say that. And the women won as well, mate, at Ranella.
They beat Cove as well on the Sunday as well. So,
Right.
But yeah, look, Ranella are sitting top of the table. Good reason. They're playing some good footy at the moment, and there will be quite a few of their players in our representative sides that are coming up against Kangaroo Island and Great Southern in the next few weeks.
Yeah, that's always a great series. We'll touch on that next week,
Yes.
find out how that squad's starting to shape up. Stay with us. Still plenty to go on the show. We will get away from talking about how Ranella beat Cove on the weekend. We'll get some more information. Stay with us.